My name is Molly.
Lawrence.
I'm Manuel.
Blush.
Lilia.
Mansha.
My name is Michelle.
My name is Raj. My name is Kishan.
I'm Laura.
I'm Maurice.
My name is Ahmed.
I am Mariano. Derek. In Chinese, Jiming.
And Patient.
Corey the human.
Chelsea Holland.
I'm Fritjof Anthony Riefeld.
Jean-Charles.
Dina.
Vanutak.
Alexandru Bogdan Lupu.
So hey, I'm Milos.
My name is Brennan Miller. My name is Walter Portillo.
My name is Diana.
I'm Carla.
Felipe.
My name is Igor.
I'm Victoria. I am Isabel.
Guilherme.
My name is Fred.
I'm Jack.
Daniela.
My name is Roger Mars. My name is Shardo.
Agathe de Bertrand.
I'm Alan.
I'm Mohamed.
My name is Maxime Privé.
Guo Su Ping.
Me llamo Ian, soy de Corea del Sur.
I'm from Brazil.
From Argentina. And I came from Argentina too.
I am from Chile.
Afghanistan.
I come from Ukraine, but I live in Italy.
From Poland, as you can see, huh?
I'm from South Germany.
I'm from Los Angeles, California.
In Lumberton, Texas. Lumberton, Texas as well.
I'm from India, Rajasthan. I study in the US. Malaysia, but I work in Singapore.
I'm Israeli, but I live in China.
I come from India. Or should I say America?
I am from London, from England.
I come from Romania, from Bucharest.
I'm French.
I'm French and Senegalese.
Canada. French Canadian.
Czech Republic.
From France.
I come from Taiwan.
From Melbourne.
Alemania.
See.
I'm from China.
I'm from London. London is off.
I'm from Great Britain.
I'm from Italy.
Lima, Peru. Taiwan.
I'm from India.
From Germany.
From Germany too.
Gold Coast, Australia.
From Buenos Aires, Argentina, and I would like to consider myself like a citizen of the world.
Should we start like with easy questions and see how they develop? Like, what is it for you to be a person? What makes you wake up every morning? Like sometimes you like have to stick to your life. Like, you already have a path. Like everyone does the same thing. They do different things, but it's actually the same thing. It's the same way. Like you are born, you go to school, you go to university, you work, you have a family, you die. If you didn't have that path already written for you, what would you do?
Oh my god, that is a good question. Whoa. Okay. Firstly, I'm blessed enough to be from a really beautiful country where the standards of living are very high. I'm very well educated. Although I may have had some stuff happen in my past, it really wasn't as bad as what happens to other people. And so I acknowledge that I've been given the gift of really having a relatively clean slate and the ability to really think about what it is that I want out of life and what is important and what life is about and what I want. And to use these gifts for that. And I really put in a lot of work to try and not have too many responsibilities and duties that are unnecessary, because I am blessed in being able to do such a thing, and to try and be as free as I can, because the path that I do want to lead, and I really believe that once we start to understand the power of our own minds and the power that it has in creating our future, rather than being a victim to life, although it can be very tough at times, and there are lots of external influences that happen, of course. I think once we start to understand this, and I've seen it in my own path, is you can really, you can achieve your dreams. And you see this in people who do great things. Every time someone asks them, how did you do it? They say, I just did it. I just went for it. No matter whether if there was a career, or there was money involved, or people liked me, or there was any chance of success, I didn't care. I just followed my heart. And there's a great philosopher, Alan Watts, who says something like, think about what it is that you would love to do. Same question, if you had no responsibilities and you were totally free, and you answer, well, I want to be an artist, or I want to be a scuba diver, or I want to be a politician, or I want to feed the hungry. And you'd say, good, so do that thing. And once you do that thing for enough amount of time, you become so good at it that people then come to you for that thing because you are a master at it, rather than thinking that you have to kind of accept less, because that's what's available to you now. And this is another thing: we can only perceive our future by what is possible now. We forget that there's so many surprises waiting for us, and so many things that we don't know are yet possible. And so, yes, we can only project into the future what we only know now. And if that's full of limitations and all that, and we really just go, I'm not good enough, which I've done that many times, I'm not good enough, I can't do it, it's not for me, it's not my destiny, then that is what I believe we create. So if I was totally free of all responsibilities, look, I just, honestly, I really care for people, and I care about the world, and I truly, call me a dreamer, but I truly just want I believe everyone should just live in peace and harmony, because I look around the world, and that's all that I see in people, is just wanting to be free and just eat food and shit and sleep and talk and dance and walk and have the time to pursue the things that they love to do. And I just think I don't understand why we have to struggle so much and war and suffer, and why we make life so much harder than it is, and why some of us are profoundly rich, like way too rich. It's just atrocious how rich some people are in this world, and then how some people are so incredibly poor. I mean, everyone should have food, shelter, clothing, family, friends, and that, honestly, for most people, that's all that they want. That's all that I've ever needed. Anything else that I thought I needed was just excessive, or, with Hollywood and all those music videos, we believe that we need these gold chain necklaces and the booty and all this, just worthless shit. But we don't actually want that at all. So if I was totally free, yes, I would pursue something that was creative, for one, because for me, and I think all human beings, I think we are innately creative. I'll make a biblical reference here: created in the image of God. And when people say that humans would be lazy if we didn't work and all that, I think that's utter nonsense. I think we would work regardless, because we love to create, we love to envision, we love to dream, and to bring it into this world, and to, work hard. I love to work hard, but I don't love to work hard for someone who doesn't respect me, someone who doesn't respect other people. I love to be a waiter and serve people food and make people food and be of service and make it a beautiful experience, but I can't deal with charging someone for a meal or something that is just totally overpriced. For me, that hurts my heart. I'm ripping off someone, and especially if I know that the cook doesn't care about the food and, all this stuff. It just ruins the experience of what I would actually truly want to do if I was in that position. If I was totally free, I would do actually what I'm trying to do now, because I actually believe that we are much more free than we like to think. And this guy is a really good example of the frame of mind to be, which is kind of to be the bumbling fool who waltzes into danger with this total, everything's great, everything's cool, we're going to save the world. He has that mentality of a child, and I think we really lose that in a child. And we really lose that inner child, and we need to bring that inner child back, because when we're a child, everything is possible, anything is possible, and we don't look at people with colour, we don't, or beauty or ugly or age or any of these labels. We just like, really, we're just like, do you want to play? Do you want to have fun? Let's play now. Come on, we're living. Let's play. I don't know what she said, but it was probably something very nice. Okay, yes. If I was totally free, I would really and this is what I really want to do anyway. Is I would die for the cause. Like, I would die in the pursuit of trying to make this world a better place for everyone. Because I believe in the compassion of the human heart, and we can do some really wicked and terrible things for sure, but I believe that the majority of people are actually just really beautiful, and a lot of bad stuff that comes out of people is due to trauma and being poor and having to struggle and to suffer, like crime really. People are just desperate or addicted because they feel they don't feel like the world cares about them, and really it doesn't. And if I was totally free to do anything, it would be what this guy does, which is to go on crazy adventures, to save the princess, Princess Bubblegum, is that her name? And to help people, to save people, and to make it fun. Like, that's, I think, the key ingredient is to make life fun, because we're actually all here having a party. We're all here just together, dreaming it up, having a party, but I think we forget that we're having a party, and we start to take life very seriously, because life can be very serious. I mean, we're floating on a rock in space. It's some pretty serious business. Things can get pretty dense. But yeah, it would seriously just to be to make the world a better place. Because I also and I think this is important, beyond myself and my life right now. I care about the generations of people who will come after me, and the world that they're going to be living in due to my choices or due to the choices that I see around me, and I think people deserve to be born into this world and to have a fair chance at having a really beautiful experience, because life can be so beautiful and so painful, but it's so romantic. It's so unique, and so yes, that is what I would do. I'd be an artist that creates a masterpiece that changes the world into a better place. And wait, one sec, I'm finishing. And this is the important ingredient, is that I say dream absolutely big. Dream, just like when you're a child. Absolutely, just dream it up and go for it. And it'll be scary, and there will be all this opposition and all these people that tell you can't do it, but you need to be just that little bit local to achieve these great things. Because I mean, look at Lenin or Gandhi or Martin Luther King or Jesus Christ or any of these great people that we admire in history. They didn't do these things because of other people saying, yes, you can do it. They did it because they said, this is what I believe in, and so I'm going to be the change that I want to see. Mahatma Gandhi quote there. Can't steal that one. But yes, and it's I think about choice, and we can all do it. I think it's about choice, and once we realize that we can do that we are all co-creating in this world right now, and that the people are the power. But I think we forget that. I mean, well, God, come on. We're living in a universe where absolutely everything that exists that we know of, every single possibility into infinity, is within this universe, one song. So, I mean, if you say that something is impossible or you can't do that with the whole universe at your disposal, you're kind of mental, I think. Really, life is hard sometimes, definitely. But we're all here together, and I think we need to dream a little bit more. And I think that is it. to all of the artists out there. It's a really hard world right now to be an artist, but we really, really need art because art reflects culture and our experience, and it shows us in many different forms. Like, it's a reflection, and we really need it. Even though we don't support it monetarily, we really, really more than ever need it, because if we don't have art, we don't have culture. If we don't have culture or art or the ability to express, I mean, to me, we die. We might be living, but we're like zombies, we die. And so we need those people out there crazy enough to just go for it. And I really, hopefully, sorry if I'm talking a little bit too much, but I hopefully, where I see, rather than us going to the top or the power for wealth or for money or to be recognized as an artist, I think we need to come together and we need to support each other and become more of a community and bypass that Hollywood and that MTV and all that stuff that really just chews you up and spits you out and doesn't give a shite about your creative potential or even who you are. You just become a name and a label and a product, and we're not products, we're human beings, and that is an amazing thing. So bye from Finn.
I'd like to ask someone, rather than like, what do you do? That's really boring. Like, what have you been interested in at the moment?
Now, enjoying my life because, as I said, I have to finish my university. I'm almost at the end, and I have to find myself because I don't really know what I would like to do in life. The world is too big, and there are too many realities in the world. So I would like to pick the right one for me. So I'm traveling to discover it.
What was a dream that you had when you were little and you didn't fulfill it?
Il mio sogno, credo che avevo quando avevo 14-15 anni che parlavo, era di trasferirmi o di vivere in Spagna. Non so per quale motivo, ma sta per succedere.
Would you put your career before the family or not?
No. Why? Because I'm not so into careers.
Okay.
I think it's not that important. And when you say family, it's like I want to travel and I want to live my life like I'm doing it now, at least until I'm 30, like the next 10 years. So it's not possible with family, I think. So then yes, I would put my career over my family because I'm not going to have a family, I guess.
¿Quién te gusta entre mamá y papá?
Okay. It's hard. I think. Okay, at the moment, I prefer my mother, I guess, because we are closer. My father has to work a lot. He has to settle a big debt of his brother, and so he works 12 hours a day, every single day, and so I never see him, and so it's hard to be close to him. So I guess I prefer my mother, I think, just because we have a closer relationship. But my father's very good, so I don't want to say either. Yeah.
I really want to know, just for fun, it's a question I like to ask. Like, if you had one superpower, what would it be?
I think I would. I don't know. Maybe I would dream of becoming a king. I mean, if I had the power, and I would just be a king and live the life the way I want my life to be, and help everyone. And I have, you guys know me better. I have a very optimistic and a very kind way of looking at the world. So I want everyone to be happy, and just like how you guys keep smiling, and that's the way I want to live, and others also should be the same way. It's like, be happy and keep others happy. That's my motto.
Our question will be, if money was no object, if you didn't have to worry about money at all, what would you really want to do, or what would you want to do?
Yeah, I think I would definitely play music and travel a lot. I would travel all around the world, probably with my cello, and play music everywhere. And also I would always want to try to help people and try to make people happy. Yeah.
What makes you happy?
There are lots of things that make me happy. Helping other people makes me happy. Traveling makes me happy. Seeing other people, seeing new places, taking pictures, having lots of memories on my fridge. Like I have lots of fridge magnets and lots of pictures stuff in my fridge. And every morning, whenever I get to the fridge to grab a bite, I remember all the places I've been to and every experience that I had, and that really makes me smile. It makes me happy to know that my parents are fine. So, because I had to leave my hometown and move to the capital, it really makes me happy every day to call them and to see that they're fine. It also makes me happy to stay healthy, to do sport, to donate blood once in a while, and usually to have long walks and laugh whenever I travel. Like almost every evening at the Couchsurfers, at my host, we have a dinner and we laugh, and that really makes me happy. Like it was last night with all these happy people here. And besides discovering other cultures, the idea that we can interact, we come from different continents, from different countries, from different pasts, some of us from war zones, different religions, and throughout humanity, people belonging to different cultures, religions, countries, just fought one another. French with Spanish, the Dacians with the Romans, and so on. And it really makes me happy that I can exchange ideas and eat at the same table with people from other races, religions, and continents. That really fills my heart.
Why does the world have to be split up in different nations?
Okay.
Why have there to be borders everywhere? So we're traveling around and everything's
We are all
great,
one.
and everyone's human. Yeah, we're like in other countries, and you can speak to everyone. Everyone's nice, and you can live at flats of people, and you can invite people, you can eat with people, and everyone's like the same.
Yeah.
So why does there have to be borders everywhere?
Okay, if you ask why, the rationale I have is that probably someone down the line was like, okay, this is my part, that's your part. Just like everyone would like their personal space, like you guys have bedrooms, right? You would say that this is my bedroom, that's your bedroom. You told me that you had roommates and they didn't want the surface to be there because that's their private space. I think countries are separated because somewhere someone would have said like, okay, this is my private space, okay, only me, my people, which would be for them a family, only they can stay, and rest can maybe live somewhere else. Okay, I think that's not right or wrong. That's just the way everyone is, because if you look at animals, even they have their own territories. That's how it is. So yeah. What do I think about my opinion?
Yes.
I think they should not exist. They can exist to demarcate land, like just like how we say this is Valencia, this is Barcelona, this is Madrid. Okay, we can have borders to say, okay, this is Spain, this is France, Germany, so on and so forth. But restricting someone to enter your territory is something that you may think of stopping, because I think that stops a lot of people to mix and a lot of cultures to understand each other. Because say if I wouldn't have been granted this visa to come to Spain, I would not have met you guys. I would not have understood how you guys, do what you're supposed to do. So that would not have happened if people stayed in their own homes. There would not be a mix of culture. That's one. Secondly, every country, I believe, has their own tradition, has their own culture. But why does that have to mean that there cannot be any new culture? If you open up borders, you can have maybe no new culture again, whether it is good or bad. Border is like a control, trying to make sure that you have control and you have security. But with security, being a security professional, I can say this. With security, there's a lot of discomfort. There's a lot of functional things that you lose on. For example, mix of cultures. If you want to understand the different culture, you miss out on that. So borders are kind of doing that, because the moment you put in borders, I can't enter freely. I need to take permission, and if you don't give me permission, I cannot enter. And that will kind of prevent both the countries, like India and Spain, to not understand each other's culture. So that's like the bad part about having borders.
Oh, okay. Well, what is it that you think that you can do in your life to make the world a better place? And after you ask that question, the answer, you have to say, you can do that thing!
I would always want to volunteer at different organizations and work in third world countries to make people's lives better. Because if money is not an object, then I could do something to make help someone out. And for me, I've always thought that I want to get to a certain point where, because I'm still quite young, after I get to a stage in my career, I want to work on different projects to help people around the world. Because whenever I've travelled, I've met people, who are a lot less fortunate than me, and I've always thought, okay, what could I help them out with? Can I give them some money or some food, or just make their day a bit better, through my actions? And I've volunteered in organizations in Thailand, in a slum in Bangkok, where I taught young children English and helped children with HIV and AIDS. And that was a great experience, and from that I was like, okay, I want to do something to help people less fortunate than me, because in the West we're so fortunate, we have everything, we have all the comforts, food, shelter, and there's so many people who have less than us. So if there's any way that I can help them, volunteer in an organization for free, or raising money, or providing food, I would love to do that. And I would love to set up an organization later in my life. I've always had this idea when I was young, to start up like a school in India for like, there's so many children who live in the slums and have no education, because it's so expensive. I would love to set up an organization to get the kids off the street and get them to school. So eventually I would love to do something like that, or at least in a small way, every year or so, just go and work in an organization for free and help out the local community. So that's, if I wanted to do something to make the world a better place, I would try to use my means in that way to make someone's life just a bit better.
I've been traveling for a year. I was in Asia for 12 months, and I think the biggest or the best part of it was meeting locals, people that don't have anything, and they're still happy on a daily basis. Like, they've got normal jobs and they're struggling every day to get through, to provide for their family, but they've always got a smile on their face. But I met so many people that wanted to help others. Like, they lived there, volunteered. There's so many companies like Project Abroad or Workaway that you can go to these countries and help people that need the help. Or there's so many people that teach English in countries where kids need to kind of learn it to have a good future, and that was my plan, and hopefully it will be, that I'll be able to teach for a certain amount of time and pass that knowledge on, help kids, help with their futures, provide for a better life in the future, hopefully. But there's always a way to help people out, and either here or third world country doesn't make a difference, but we can always do something to make the world a better place.
Okay. I think this question is very common. Everybody asks this question. For you, what is love?
Fuck. Sorry. Opinion about love. That's so vague. Wow. To be completely understand by the other, feel more than comfortable, like a step to be, I don't know. That's so hard to tell. I can't. I don't know. It's a feeling more than something I can describe. I don't know if I ever been in love. That's quite a fucked up question to ask me at the moment. There's so much more behind the question. This is the issue. I think I don't know if I ever been in love. I was with partners for not being alone, for not feeling alone. So that's why it's really difficult to answer. I don't know what is love. I can say that I know it. I can say if I ever been in love. That's why, because it's fucked up, like for a question.
What did you do if you discovered that you have just one day to live, and then you will die?
I will spend the whole day with my nephews and my niece, and I don't know, call everyone that I really love and say, hey, I want to see you or something, or just say like I love you, or you mean something for me. And I don't know, maybe I will eat chocolate or something that I really like, and I will go to a park or do normal life, like read something, watch a movie, but all around the people that I love.
Yeah, I will call my family too, to see them, and my friends, to laugh a lot like I do, because I think a day without the people that I love doesn't have any sense to me. So every day, every day, call them to say them that I love them. That's what I do if this will be the last day of my life. I would be happy because I have a happy life, so I wouldn't be sad.
Why people kill themselves?
Okay,
cowardice.
Yeah, personally, I'd say like, yeah, you're just a coward. Like, shame. You have no respect for.
It's bad, isn't it? Because it's like people, it's like giving up, and it's not just for you. It's really selfish for the rest of your family,
There's
your friends.
there's a lot of people who are involved, and I certainly think there's not any sort of honourable way of leaving the planet. It's certainly something that's very personal, and yeah, it's going to be very different for different people.
Because someone's catalyst could be something else that, I deal with that on a daily basis, but for them that was like the tipping point. Like, everyone's case is so different. There's people that have lived through the worst scenarios, whereas most people would have killed themselves in that situation. Like, so yeah,
some people's hardships are just other people's daily life. So it's very different depending on where you are.
I mean, I did hear a story once about a girl who put all of her affairs in order. She killed herself. She went into the train tracks and she stood up in front of the train, and the train hit her and killed her, obviously. And then when the police and the family went to her house, she had everything in order, her final will and testament. Like, she hadn't just done this in the moment.
She's really sort of thought this through and like, you know, made it as little as possible for her family. But apart from that one case,
that's fine. But 99% of it, I'd say, is selfish. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's done in the moment. People don't think, and it's very inconsiderate to people around you that love you.
You're only thinking about yourself, what you're doing for yourself. You're not thinking about the mess you're going to leave for other people. If you have immediate family that are alive, your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, they have to deal with all the mess.
They do. They've got to go down to the morgue, they've got to ID your body, they know for the rest of their lives.
They've got to sort out your house, they've got to sort out your car, they've got to sort out your finances, they've got to sort out your bank accounts, everything that takes time and that's going to remind them of you every second that they're sat there wasting their lives because you took yours. If you have no family, if you have no friends, jump off a fucking cliff. Don't stand in front of a train because you'll affect the train driver.
Yeah,
don't stand in front of a bus because you'll affect the bus driver.
And passengers.
And passengers. Just fucking hang yourself in your apartment, jump off a fucking cliff, whatever. Just don't involve any other parties within your suicide. That's fine. You want to do that?
Yeah.
You have no friends, you have no family, fucking top yourself. But if it's involving a third party, then that's unfair because you're involved in a third party. They have to finish their day of work. They have to go home to their wife and kids or whatever and say, I've got a shit
Most
day
people-
today. Someone jumped out in front of my train.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to deal with, isn't it?
That's not fair.
And most people who commit suicide have like overriding problems that can normally be dealt with, but they can't get the help that they need. They can't get access to the services they require to help them deal with the emotional issues that they're dealing with. Like, it's often the case. Also, it is in England. Most people who commit suicide can change and can live normal, happy lives if they can access the help that they need. And normally the case is that they can't, and they choose suicide because, I don't know.
It's an easy option.
Yeah, it's an easy way out. It's an easy way to sort of end their sort of
point.
suffering in their mind.
Fighting. Just fucking top yourself.
So I do think there should be a lot more services to help people in this sort of situation, but at the same time, there's also a shit ton of people on the planet, too many people. So what do you do? Right. Can't help everyone. There's a lot of people. And sooner or later there won't be enough to go around. So, but then, like, the human race will just die out like the dinosaurs and then something else will come along. So who really gives a shit?
What is there afterlife? When I die, and after what I think about after I die, I think I will go to another world, and no pain there, so always happy, and everybody is very peaceful and no war there. It's very quiet place, and I feel very relaxed there, and sometimes you worry this, worry that, but there is no. You feel very everything is okay, it's fine, everything is very good there. I think it's like a heaven. Yes, but maybe another one is very bad, like how to say in English? Is the opposite, heaven, and another one.
Hell?
Yes. Maybe another one is like that, but I believe the good one, not the bad one. Yes. Oh, because my grandma, when she was young, she has a very, very awful life when she was young, and her neighborhood taught her this religion. So my grandma went to church, and she felt very peaceful and no pain there. So she brings all my uncle and my father to the church. So that's why when I born I was Christian. Yes. In the church, many people say they dream about the world after they die. So one time I dreamed about that. I dreamed I go to a small village, Many like this house, small, and it's very sunny day there, and some person who was passed away, passed away, and they live there and very happy, and they all say hello to me. That's my dream. One time I watched a video. The guy, he's very sick, and he almost died, but he dreamed about the angel, and the angel bring him to the different world, the heaven and the hell. Yes, the heaven and the hell. And after he visit these two places, and he wake up, he didn't die. So I think this video is very, for me, it's very real. My classmates, my friends, they are different religions from me. Taoism and Buddhist. I don't know the English. Yes, this. But I don't like because they need to play a different kind of play. It's not only you go to church. They use I maybe show you the picture. It's this they use this to pray. But I don't like this smell. Every time I feel it's too bad. I can breathe the fresh air. Yes, so I don't like. And they have this. It's traditional god in Taiwan. But every time I see this, I feel very scared. I remember one time when I was very young, kid, and I saw this on the street, and that day I had a very bad dream about this, so I very scared this. Sometimes they play some crazy music, so it's very noisy, it's very different. So for me, I like very quiet and light music, so church they play this. But traditional in Taiwan is very crazy music, so it's a lot different. Yes. And yes, I don't like.
I really like Bible. I read it a lot when I travel, and it's really on point. It's like a really good book. You should read the Bible as a book. And by the way, try to read Koran as a book, but okay, never mind. So, I really like Bible. So, I'll ask you, what means Jesus to you? Like Jesus, okay? If you're a Christian, if you're a Muslim, if you're whatever religion, if you're atheist, right? Who is it for you? And should he be like mean anything to you? That's the question I have.
Okay. Okay, so what is for me Jesus? I think it's like a little bit difficult question because I never, how to say, I don't want to say like nothing for me, but not a big deal or not so important. If to say about religion, because it relates to religion. So I just believe in God, and it's my religion Islam. So we believe in Allah. But I think like God is only one, and we just call him different names. But it's only I think the question if you believe or not. That's all.
Okay, if I just had to ask one question to humankind or something, I think it would be something like, what do you have to do in order to be happy, and why aren't you doing it?
And it's a little bit difficult because we are always doing the things that society tell us to do. I chose a university that brings money. It was engineering, and I left it because I understood that it wasn't my life. I think that travel just open your mind, just make you think, because when we live the usual life, the standard life, we are conditioned by all the others, so we don't think, we just like a train, we stay on our railways and we just go. But the world is big and opportunities is many. There are many things to try. I saw a lot of people that doing the things that they love, so they are very happy. They don't have, maybe they don't have all the money and all the things that the normal people have to have, but they're really happy. So I think that the first thing to do is to take right choices. I decided to travel now because I think that I was not happy for a long time. I had a stressful work, a little bit stressful life, so one day I just decided to break all the rules and try to live my life, not the life of others.
I would ask, how are ya?
How are you?
I'm very fine. The two hosts are very kind and full of energy. It was a very good moment. Yeah.
You're good?
I'm good.
I'm feeling blissful. Currently in my life, I'm pretty much designing it the way that I want, and the fact that I got here to Europe just kind of more spontaneously and just to experience stuff. It actually makes me feel that I pretty much can do whatever I set my mind to. And this whole Couchsurfing experience is pretty awesome as well. You always get to meet so many people around the world and gain so much, so it just shows you that I really believe that the more we move around the world, the more happy we get.
Today I see you guys with so much of energy and so much of likingness for people. Like, ask anyone who comes next sometime, and do you have the same intensity to host someone just like you, or they just come, just to live and spend, like, save some money and of course meet people. Obviously everybody likes meeting, but do they have the same willingness and the intensity like how you guys host people around?
But yeah, I think I would definitely be a host. If when I finally, like, if I decided to and like finally did it, I would start small, but I would want to work big and host a lot of people at a time, like we had last night. We had like 11 people or so here, and we all had a great time until the early morning. Definitely show them around, wherever I lived, if it was in Texas, which is where I'm from, or anywhere else that I was living at the time. I think it'd be very fun, and I think I would cook some barbecue for them,
I mean, if I were to host, I would probably do the same thing. I'd probably keep it small, just because that's how I am. I'm probably not like a very good host. I'm an entertainer. Like I can be around a lot of people, but when there's a lot of people, I feel like I have to entertain if it's my place. So maybe with a smaller group for me would be better.
Yeah, me and Walt are different in that way. Like I feel like an entertainer. Like no matter where I am, I always like to be with a lot of people, and that's kind of what I went to school for. What I'm good at. It's just fun, like meeting new people and. It's a good time.
Yeah. I'm more shy, but I open up once I meet people. So like yesterday, I was kind of quiet, but
Walt's a crazy one.
But at the end of the night, I was talking to everyone. It was fun.
He was bouncing off the walls, dancing on tables.
What do you expect to improve your life?
To have a normal life, but with sometimes like I just want to have, for my professional thing, just a good job. Win a little bit of money, but not too much, in order to do some travel. I want to travel. I love being abroad because I lived a lot abroad. So when I was younger, so now I just want to continue in that way. First, I lived in Argentina, then in Venezuela, in Libya. It was really good experiences for me. People are really different from where I lived. I live in France. I'm from France. I think people were much more open to the other people, that they don't know the people, but even if they don't know the people, they wanted to go and to speak with them. It's something that I don't like in France, because it's something that we don't have. It's quite hard for strangers to talk to each other.
How to be always in a good mood?
Just being happy normally. I mean, always trying to make other people smiling, and when I smile as well, I think that's a good mood, right? I always try to be positive in my life, and like when I have bad stuff happen to me, I always think like, okay, my life is pretty fucking perfect, so I really have nothing to complain about. I always think about like how other people are doing. For example, let's say I got my heart broken yesterday or something like this, so I'm feeling really bad, but then I think, oh, maybe this little kid in Africa doesn't have anything to eat, nothing to drink, he doesn't have a house, like his life is really, really bad, and I'm here complaining about my life because some girl, and I always think about this, and I think I have no reasons to complain, so I always end up being like pretty happy, because I realized that like what the other people are doing, it's not what I want to do, like go to school and go to university and then work until you're 65, get a house, have kids and all this shit. I don't want to do this. I want to just travel until I get really sick of traveling, because I think the world is way too big to stay in one place for your whole life.
What brings you here?
Well, that's a good question. What brings me to Spain is the cheap food, cheap alcohol, and everything like that. And what brings me to Europe is yeah, I was just bored. I wanted to travel, and I was bored. I just wanted to go somewhere and experience things. Yeah.
The question would be, what brought you here to this moment? Which actions, decisions you have made in your life to be here in this moment?
What brought me to the point being here? Feeling free to celebrate Christmas in a different way. Like feeling free that my family still is okay, that I'm not there, and like the feeling, okay, I'm young, I want to experience other stuff, and being brought up like with having a lot of trust in the world, and so to being able to travel and then studying and feeling like I need some sun. And yes, I want to travel with someone, and someone else is like, yes, I'm in Spain and this is Melchior, and like, okay, let's meet up in Spain somewhere.
Why I'm here, like, because I was close to Alicante for some weeks, the past weeks, working on an organic farm. Because I decided to do WooFing, which is an organization for worldwide opportunities on organic farms. And so I worked on an organic farm where I could stay there, like, for food and a room. And it was a decision to learn something about permaculture, so a way of growing food, and about Spanish culture, because I wanted to learn Spanish. For me, it was like, for 13 years I knew every year what I had to do because I was at school, and afterwards in summer I wanted to do it more spontaneous, like deciding for every 3-4 weeks, for every month, decide to do what I wanted to do. So I wanted to get out from this normal environment and experience different things. So I was in the Baltic Sea in a sailing boat project with class trips, and I worked on the building site of a friend of mine, and I did smaller projects in my region, and that's why it's like part of many different experiences I try to get in this time of my life.
For me, it's just like a feeling. It's not a hard thing. It's like, yes, I feel I could do that, and I can just do some clicks on the internet, and then the flight is booked. So like, okay, this is weird, but it works. And then I just need to go to the airport. So it's something about alive feeling. Like, yeah, what do I need to do that I have a feeling I want to have in my life? And this is like doing sometimes a little bit crazy stuff, or which is not really matching the world I live in. Yeah. So I get this feeling. Yeah.
Leggevo un libro di Osho. Spiegava di questo signore che saliva su un treno e nel momento in cui il controllore gli chiede il ticket, lui gli dice che non ce l'ha e gli chiede di sapere dove sta andando, ma non sta partendo da Padova, va a Trieste. Vorrei chiedere dove stanno andando tutte queste persone, cioè proprio cosa stai facendo della tua vita.
Entiendo. En realidad, en mi opinión, yo pienso, en mi caso, creo que hasta ahora he vivido nada más, como me dijiste, nada más, cada día, hice, nada más. No pensé mucho, como más profundamente, pero a veces, por ejemplo, cuando yo viajando como ahora o antes, cuando estaba en otro país, en México, pensaba qué voy a hacer después de terminar mi universidad, porque es muy importante para los coreanos como yo, los jóvenes, porque en Corea hay muchas ¿cómo se dice? Presión de conseguir trabajo o de vivir bien para todos jóvenes. Por eso yo también estaba pensando eso, pero en mi respuesta es pensar más simplemente como aunque yo estoy preocupado así, no puede cambiar nada. No puedo ser de repente otra persona como muy buena, nada más soy yo. Por eso yo creo que no pasa nada, no, porque por eso nada más yo quiero vivir como hasta ahora, pero creo que puedo ser más buena persona, por eso no estoy preocupado de eso. Es mi orgullo, ¿sí? ¿Cómo se dice? Sentido de orgullo para mí.
How do you find out who you are and how others are helping to find your identity?
Well, I think I used to be like a typical Chinese girl, so I was quite shy. I didn't really, I liked talking to people, but I think I was too shy to talk to people. I think when I meet very talkative people, I think this is what I want myself to be, because I think it's really interesting and it's really fun to be with people who are really talkative and fun and interesting. So yeah, and there are so many people who have taught me so many things, no matter if it's on purpose or well, if there are no my parents, of course there's not going to be me. So yeah, I'm quite grateful that for my parents, they could give birth to me for sure. Otherwise I wouldn't be existing in the world. And yeah, they taught me so many things. Of course my teachers as well, all my friends, my classmates, they always helped me to grow up, to learn more things, to be a mature person. Well, yeah, I was definitely quite petulant and shy, timid and childish when I was younger, and even my ex-boyfriend, I think he's helped me quite a lot with so many things, to be a better me, if that makes sense, because I always tried to be I was quite picky and fussy in relationships. So but yeah, he taught me quite a lot of things. Now I think I'm more less fussy with people. And he has definitely made me mature. After I started traveling, it helped me to be more confident about myself. Yeah, I guess traveling and seeing so many people have definitely made me more talkative, more confident, and more acknowledgeable, maybe. Yeah. I've had quite a lot of couchsurfing experience, and some of the hosts they had given me the keys to the apartment even when they had to work or they are not really going to be in the flat by themselves, and they really trusted me to give me the key or the things. I could do whatever I like, just like you guys, even though you didn't really give us all the keys because you don't really have so many spare keys for sure, 10 people, but you just asked us to do whatever we like. Today I slept until 2 or 3 p.m. It's really good because before I had any couchsurfing experience, I really didn't think there would be any strangers who would help you without any purpose, and they would totally trust you, even to give you the key of their house, and it's first time for you guys to meet. And then after I've been staying with so many couchsurfing hosts, I think it helped me to be have more trust, more faith in strangers and people. Yeah, so it helps me to know, like, I don't know, like maybe the kindness of the human beings, you know. Yeah, it's always really nice to know that, because before like I started doing this, I really thought like all the people are quite bad, because I think there are like quite a lot of bad people, you know, in China. I'm sure there are lots of bad people everywhere, but now I'm like, I believe more in that there are more good people in the world, you know. So yeah, that's a good thing about traveling, I think.
How do you think about why some people will do the bad things?
It's a pretty broad question. I guess I think it's just a part of human nature that, you know, people have good and evil in them, and depending on the circumstances they were raised in, or even if you're raised like in a good family, if you end up in a situation that's difficult, or there's war, conflict, hunger, difficult circumstances, it brings out the worst in people. And yeah, and that's a pretty tough question. I think right now there's like a period of change going on in the world, just like all over America, Europe, and you know, other places around the world. And so I think during times of change, things get tense. You know, people don't really like change. I feel like it's in our nature to try and, you know, remain in like a stable environment. And so when things are rapidly progressing, like out of, you know, control, people react violently. And I think that's part of the reason why there's like an upsurge in terrorist attacks. I guess also maybe because of like the media. So like if you do engage in terrorism, it's how you get attention, because it's, you know, like we're always on our cell phones, and so like, you know, one like stabbing or shooting in one side of the earth will get attention all over the globe. And so if you're trying to get a message out, then that's the way you would go. And I guess I ultimately think it's a choice. Like, no matter what's going on around you, or what you've seen, or what you've been through, at the end of the day, you can choose to do good, or you can choose to, you know, react to what's going on in a negative way. And so I guess I do believe deep down that we all have free will. And yeah, and then I guess it's ultimately our responsibility to always be the best we can be. Yeah.
Why human can be so lovely, but at the same time so destroying.
Oh my god, hard, huh? My experiences, my professional experiences, in my experience here, people think first in yourselves, like individually. So if I need something, I can be nice to get this thing, but if I can't get this thing, I don't have to be nice. I can be nice with someone else. I don't have to be nice with you. So if you can help me, if you are good for me, I can be nice and I can help you whatever time you want. And I believe most of people think like that. I don't know, people are not interested in other people's problems. People are interested in themselves. And some persons think that their own problems are more important than other problems. Like I don't know, I have to buy a car, and that's more important than help someone that live in the street, you know. I understand that's the way that the society works, right? That thing, that political thing, that capitalism thing. But I'm trying to
here in Europe, actually I'm trying to make difference. Brazil, people think that in Europe the persons are more individual, like I said. In Brazil has the fame like the people are so hospitality, and when you go to Brazil, oh, come here, give me a hug, give me a kiss, stay in my house. And I saw that here more than Brazil.
Maybe I would ask not someone but in general. Have you ever read I don't know it in English, but The Petit Prince, like my favorite book? Why is it more important to someone to ask how much you earn or how much you got, rather than which is your favorite color or which is your favorite movie? That would be my question.
Curiosity, everybody is curious. Like, they'll find, in my opinion, I think that most of the people, they want to ask, they might think, they want to compare what's others people doing and how much they earn and how is their living. But in the other way, I think in themselves, they want to improve themselves too. So they would like to get more or having a better life. So I think why people always ask about the salary is like they are curious. Okay, for Western people, I think this is a very confidential answer. For like strangers people, for Asians, I don't know, like everybody do it. Like everybody will ask or something like that.
Really? The commenter here?
Most of the people I met, I think they're not really sharing their personal thing. I don't know why. Like you can see from Facebook, it's like sometimes you don't see certain of friends they're sharing stuff. So I'm oversharing in Facebook. So it's like I got nothing to hide. So yeah, just share. But some, I don't know, they just want to keep low profile, maybe. So to find the like in between the personality, to get to know somebody, it's not easy and it's not that hard, maybe. Just that there's a two-way communication. It's like one person going to contact one person, but this person is open, this person is closed, it's nothing to happen. Yeah. Example, like I talk to you a lot of things, you don't share anything to me, next time I will share anything to you. Yeah, that's the basic rules. Yeah.
Why is it that people's like strongest need or like desire in the world is to be connected and like to connect with people, but they're not people? But why is it that people are not willing to then listen to others and like allow them to feel connected?
The fact for me is very simple. Between both of them, there is just one step. Just one step. Is the only fact that, for me, as far as I understood that the life is the sum of the footprint that you got from the others, you understand that you are on the left. As far as you want to show the people that you are the best, or you can do the best, or you want to show rather than taking from them, you are the right side. So for me, the why is very simple, because it's just a difference between what you really understood about the life. It's receiving a footprint or leaving a footprint. And when you think that you can leave a footprint to someone else, you are wrong. And when you think that someone else can give you a footprint, you are right. It's the difference between humility and to be pretentious. And as far as you understood that you are incomplete and you didn't understood nothing about the fucking life, as far as you understood that, you let the people leave you a footprint. As far as you think that you understood about the life and your life is done and your life is fixed, and as she said, I play the instrument well and that's it, you are on the right. So you already died. So if I reformulate, why? Is because it's people that are living and that's people that already died.
I will say because I think it's easier to live with another people, to grow up with another people, rather than to be alone. And I think it's for everybody. People need to, this confidence. And I think this confidence, it's the other people who can give this confidence. The only moment you're alone is when you're dying. You can find people who care about other people. For me, it's not opposite. You can find people who can be connected, even who can with people who care about other people. I think it's just like I think about the thing that people want to be connected. I think it's just about history and about globalization, and I can say a lot of things about that. And I think because now we tend to be alone, okay? So maybe people want to be connected with other people. But I think it's just because our society would do that, and that's it. And maybe we can find solution. To find solution, we need to collaborate with other people. That's it.
How we can stop thinking only in ourselves first, and why we don't start thinking everybody needs first. What everybody needs is more important than one person needs. It's like a question and a compliment, right? Good question.
It's a good question.
I believe the guy that will answer the question don't have an answer.
I think it's because we only know what we want and we don't know what other people's feeling. So when we want something, our first mind is, I want this, I want that, instead of everyone needs that, because we don't know what other people want. Yeah, if the culture is like make you will think about the whole things that other people most, the people in that environment will think about the other things first. But if the culture is like everyone think about themselves first, people in that area will be like that.
Where do you want to see humankind, or where do you want to see the world in 50 years?
I expect it's going to be like worse than it is now because of the climate change. Because recently I've read a lot about it, and I found out that what's going to happen will be quite bad. So I hope that this won't happen and that the world will be still a place for everybody to live in. There is other thing I think is going to change very much, and that's the society and the role of social media and technology, because it's quite I can't even imagine how it's going to be, because 10 years ago I wouldn't imagine being here connected with other people from the world just because of some app in the mobile phone. So I think it will open a great new world of possibilities, but as well of problems. So I'm not really sure. It's so very modern technologies and development is so big that I can't even imagine what will happen, and I just hope it's going to be for the good and not for the bad, that it will help us and not destroy us. So, and I hope that the people will still be connected, we'll talk to each other, and there won't be only I hope that the technology will be our servant, not our master. Yeah, and it will not affect our social life and these things. Also, I hope that the humanity will be able to fight with all the problems because of this, and there won't be I hope that people will learn from the things that are happening now, like the wars and the hate among other people, and then they will try to understand that this is not like the natural thing, that we should not hate each other all the time, that it is possible to live together without hate and any problems and things like that. So I hope that the world will cooperate more than it does now. Like there won't be just like the West and the East, or the poor and the rich. I hope that the people will be like more united. Well, only that I hope that there will be less hate and envy and more love and tolerance and respect, and that people will listen to each other and not trying to find differences, but trying to find things they have in common and things they can learn about, learn about, and just that they will respect each other.
What's your life perspective?
It's really nice to answer when I'm dressed like that, really. So, what's my life goal and perspective? Let me think. Who I want to be in my life? Do I need anything else? Like, I have alcohol, pineapple. I look really cool. I'm cool. What I need more? Come on. Anyway. But what's your like life perspective? Sorry, I have to take it in. Too much. Anyway. Just live it to the fullest. You have 365 days, like starting from now. And this is life. Just do it every day. As much as you can. Because what's the point, I don't know, of doing things like sleeping or like short, I don't know how to say it in English, like short time period of ecstasies. Like people do it all the time, getting drugs, wasting their time, just like, I don't know, having sex with just like random women. I don't know, but you know what I mean, right? It's like this whole box. You have like really short ecstasies that are just like, yeah, that's why I took it off. Not the right guy who said it. Anyway, you have those short time ecstasies. I have no idea how to say it in English. My English sucks. Anyway, we have them, and from like life perspective, we change nothing. Nada. Nothing happened to your life. So I think it's like you should focus just on the day, on the next day, like 1 week, 1 year, and don't think any like more. Just do it. It's like how I feel now about the life. It's like I'm 20 years old, okay? So that's how 20 years old myself is thinking. So it's just what I want to do next, and later we'll see. Maybe that's how I look at it. I love to travel. And when I'm traveling, I'm a completely different person. A person who like I really like. My alter ego is getting over of myself, and I like it. And especially when I'm placed like this, like really cool people, couchsurfers from all over the world, drinking wine. You know, for me, let's say, live in the moment is just live in the moment. And you don't have to talk more. You just have to like, you don't have to answer many questions, right? You just have to answer and ask the right question. Do the right things, and you can like fucking do millions of things, but you will not even make one single right thing. So none of them really matters, right? So live in the moment is just live in the moment. Keep it short and keep it simple. Just live in the moment and just live. Live is like, you can just say live, and that's enough.
More than a question, I find it surprising. How is global warming not something that people take seriously?
We do have a great problem because I do live and study about global warming. So, trying to put it in simple ways, I do think that our lives are really short in comparison of the world. If we can like name a world life, like the whole world exists like in millions and millions and millions of years, and we're just like instants. We're just like 50, 60, 80, likely 100. And it's like you know, like the new culture about living it today and don't worry about anything and that stuff, it's really great because we can like live in a great way, but it makes you think that you're like the most important thing in the world, and you're not. You do have a lot of stuff to take care about. You do have people, you do have like the plants and animals, and I can be talking like all day long, but I do think that it's culture. You call it cultural because of we just worry about ourselves and not like the person next to us. It's not only the global warming. It's about safety in South America where I live. It's about education. It's about women in the world. It's about like children. There's a lot of like I can't. It's really difficult. It's really difficult one because I can't imagine why a person is not worried about the global warming as soon as you got child that don't have water, they don't get food, and they're not healthy. So I don't think that first we have to change our mentalities about that, and then hopefully we can change like our ways of looking at the world. Or I hope at least. I'm trying my best to work about it, and I do hope you try your best to work about it, and all people here. But yeah, we can talk hours and hours and hours about that.
What do you think is the most important thing?
Wow.
I think the most important thing for me in life is feeling free to do all the things. So the knowledge that I have all my friends and at my place, and that I can travel around every time. So when I come back, so I can feel free to travel around and to do whatever I want and to study whatever I want, but then come back and have my family and my friends there. See other things, not only that what you have at home or what you learn in school. So you just travel by yourself and see everything that you just can't learn from there, and that you have to open up your point of view and just don't only look straight, but look around what's on the world, what's happening, and what you can do, and the people you meet. That's just great. We've been traveling for the last 4 weeks now, and I think I've learned more than I have learned in a year of school at home. Yeah. And to travel with my boyfriend, because I know it's really important for me to know that I can travel with him around the world, and know that we'll stay together while traveling, and yeah, just feel free to do all that stuff, but still do it together somehow. Yeah, I think that's important.
At the moment, it's really important to feel free. Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's the most important thing of the world. You must take. You do what you want, and no other person would say you take this or make this and this. It's really important to say what you want and not what other persons want. And it's really important to see the world and come around, meet new people, and say hello to everybody and say hello to the world. You don't.
And just ask everyone, how are you and what are you doing here and where are you from, and not just thinking about yourself, but also about strangers and everyone you see on the street. Or just let somebody in your home and just talk to them.
I think it's really important to change the world. Yeah, because we have so much bad things in the world, and yeah, it's really important to do something for it, and not to go on the street and make and fight the police or other things. It's more important to live for you, and I think at the time it's a big problem, because we have so much bad things on the world. We have bad governments, we have bad people. They say, oh, that's bad and that's good, but no person it's allowed to say you make this or this. It's I think it's really important to feel free and do what you want.
We'd probably like ask somebody
if they can look back on their life, either now or, at the end of their life, if they could look back, what would be like the one moment that really defined them or got maybe like their greatest accomplishment or, what got them to where they are?
The thing that defined me or defined who am I today mostly was the fact that I started to travel abroad. Like the first time that I left my home and I stopped seeing me inside of a bubble, because I started to see that there was a world out there, different people, different culture. My first trip abroad wasn't to explore something in particular. I needed to move, because at that point in my life I was making a big decision to move, and that changed the way I have seen the conception of my life that I had, because it helped me all my travels after that one, special everywhere that I've been after that moment, helped me to realize that my education, my culture, the education my parents gave me, school, the society that I was born in, was only a tiny part of something much bigger than that. And I discovered a whole world, and I was able to feel free to think in a different way, to see things with different eyes, to open my mind to different situations and people and experiences. And I'm not the person, I'm not like, I changed the way I see things, that because of that experience, that every experience that I had, traveling abroad, living abroad, moving one after time, like being able to be independent, to get things by myself, work, life, friends, start from zero, from scratch, and just it gives you a profound experience to not only see you as a human being, but also see people and situations in different ways. So that was it. That living abroad was the biggest thing that could happen to me, to like help me to like live, like left my bubble and just know that there was something more out there. Yes, that was it.
So that's the question I would ask. What is the purpose of life?
Fuck. Okay. How many Couchsurfers do you ask this? Okay. What is the purpose of life? Whenever people ask me that, I always just say to go out and experience everything, to have fun. That's all that I ever say. Like if someone ever asks me that, so go and do everything and live life to the fullest. I mean, what else? Why else would you live? I mean, if you're not doing that, then you're not living. So the camp that I go to in California is a very philosophy-heavy camp, and it's very like deep, and every moment at camp is very meaningful. And they teach you a lot of different philosophies that you can use in your, that if you want to, you can use in your life. And they're very reflective, and I feel like I'm much more like in tune with what I'm wanting. So I think that's a really handy tool. So I think like since then, I feel like I've been more living and doing what I want to do. Right now I just want to travel. And just being like, I want to travel. And then when like travel plans come through, I'm like, screw it, I'll go somewhere else. That's why I'm in Europe. Yeah, it's a long way from home. And when I first got to Barcelona, I was asking a stranger for help, and he said to me, why did you think it was a good idea to come to Europe by yourself when you don't speak any other language? And I was like, I never said it was a good idea, I just did it. I thought that was perfect. Yeah.
I would ask, like, why is there humanity? Why are people existing on the planet when there is no use of it? Like, every animal, for example, in the nature or plant has its own role, and like, what is our role on the earth when what we do is like destroy it, and we are living more and more away from the nature and so on. So what is like our main project? Why do we exist when we are so very apart from nature, and why are we leaving it and just trying to be more than nature?
Wow, that's a tough question. I don't know the answer to that one. What? I think a lot of it is because we have evolved and we have started thinking with our brains. I think animals are more like, even man was an animal way back, right? Technically speaking, and a lot of the decision making, if we can call that, it was more from an instinct. It came from the heart. Whereas now our brains have developed more, and we use our brains a lot more than our hearts. And I think that's led to like evolution or changes in the way humanity's changed over the years. I think it feels like a good thing in the short term, but I think in the long term it's probably not a good thing. I cannot explain that. I think it's a gut feeling. Like, my views have changed, also evolved over the years, and there was a time when I thought that anything modern or anything like that science says is like the way to go forward. But lately, like, I've become a little bit conservative, not in a religious way, but like, my thinking, like you said, about nature. Like, I believe more in nature than just in science, and I think that sometimes you cannot explain things, but they just fit together. And I feel like if we are evolving, like, to give you an example, Industrial Revolution, right, which happened like maybe 200 years back, I don't know. There's a lot of new companies and a lot of growth and everything, but if you look at the long-term effects, now we have climate change, this pollution, and people are stressed out because, like, people think like working and making money is a good thing, and to some extent it is, but we have reached a point where we are, as a human race, we are super stressed, and you can see the impact. Like, we see diseases like cancer and a lot of the diseases which are more prevalent than they were before. So yeah, in the short term, I feel like it feels like a good thing, but in the long term effect, are not necessarily good. Like, at the end of the day, we are looking for happiness, but not just like selfish happiness, like not just my happiness, but collective human society happiness. Like, because we all eventually live together as a society. So even if I'm super happy, but the 10 people who I'm with, if they are not happy, then it's gonna not make me happy. So I would say eventually, like, at the end of the day, it's about like human happiness, if that makes sense. And I think to some extent, like, we as humans are moving in the wrong direction, where we are focused on money instead of happiness, because a lot of people think that the more money you make is automatically gonna translate to happiness, and that is probably one of the reasons why most people are not happy despite having a lot of money. Anyway, I don't know if that answers the question, but I think eventually, like, we all seek happiness in some form or the other.
That is deep. That's way harder than the first question.
Yeah, I'd say, like, why would you fucking be a fucking sheep? Why would you think fast car, big house, fucking wife and kids is the way to be?
That's a shit question, because if everyone wasn't a sheep, it would mean that people couldn't not be a sheep. That makes sense.
But then
if everyone was trying to do different shit all the time, it'd be total anarchy, and it means you want to go off and live your nice lifestyle travelling, and you couldn't because everyone else is trying to do it, and it just wouldn't work.
Yeah, it's true.
You've got to rely on people being useless shitheads most of the time to enable you to go and do something cool.
You've got to rely on people being poor so you can be rich.
Exactly.
So that's a very difficult
Fair
question.
answer. Yeah. So a question we would ask humanity.
I don't know, what do people say, like, why can't everyone just live in peace and stuff like
Yeah,
that?
that's fucking bullshit though.
I know.
You can't not have war, like the fucking wars. Like
Yeah, well, that's because some people have to die, they're bad people.
yeah, and also it makes a lot of fucking money. So it's like
No, there's always going to be war because people have money.
a question for humanity. I have no idea. I fucking hate most people.
You know what I said about filters?
I
buy it.
It's like most. It's difficult. I'd say like 70% of people.
Yeah, but you don't meet 70% of people. If you're lucky in the entire world, you might meet like 2%. Honestly, I try not to think about it.
I had no questions like that.
It's like people ask me, what's my New Year's resolution? It's like, I don't have one.
No, just carry on being fucking awesome.
Yeah.
There's no resolution. And there's certainly no question like...
I don't know. I avoid it because you end up asking yourself, what's the point? And there isn't a point. Everyone just is born and breathes and lives and dies. There's no fucking difference between you and a tree.
Yeah, if you died tomorrow, okay, who would care? I mean,
No
your
one.
direct family would care. They'd care for a month and a half, 2 months.
It affects people, but it can affect people for years. But
Okay,
really,
but
like, in the grand scheme of things,
the majority of people don't give a fucking shit. So if you died tomorrow, you, me, him, no one would give a flying fuck.
Like the question that I'm seeking to look the answer for with my life.
Yeah, I don't have any.
There are none.
There's none.
Like, there are no questions that I can't Google.
Usual shit. People are like, why life's important? Why are we here? Blah blah blah. What's the point of life?
There isn't one. There's no such thing as God. There's no soul. There's no spirit. You just born. You
exist.
You
You
breathe. You die. Who
You
cares?
die. That's it.
Like,
capiche?
If there was a God,
Your question would actually be why people think life is important.
Why people think life is important? Because they hold on to bullshit that they think is important. Big house, fast car, beautiful wife, beautiful kids.
Yeah.
That's important life.
You don't know
Or
what
that
other type
about
of people
religion.
think about why life is important.
Life isn't important. It's as
I
simple
mean,
as that.
it's not really. You just
Because
convince yourself it's important.
Everyone thinks differently and you can't put everyone in the same box.
I mean, I'm just going to be honest right now. I'm an electrical engineer. I'm pretty good at what I do. I could, like, keep working. I could perform in my career, and I could work on. I could fix the most advanced machinery. I can do quite a lot of skillful things.
Blah blah.
I'm not going to
blah.
change
No
humanity.
gives a flying
Hell, well,
fuck.
the best I can do, I might affect a few thousand lives at best. I'm basically a drain.
You're
But,
a drain, man.
like-
You're just working for the next paycheck, as simple as that. I'm interested in what your two fucking like answers are that other people have given.
Yeah, that's interesting. I
Because
want to know what
it's the
you
same
guys
sort
think.
of bullshit. Because I bet you haven't come across us before that are like, no, life's not important. Have you?
Be honest.
Be honest. Tell us the truth. That's a no.
I don't think life is not important either.
Okay, I'm glad.
Okay.
It's not.
But I still think life is an experience. Yes. So you can actually get all you can about it. It's not important. You're not gonna do anything important, and you're not gonna change humanity or do anything for humanity.
That's it.
But you're here,
It's
so you can
just
experience
surviving
your
the
world,
life.
your life.
That's what I'm doing right now. I'm basically just being really selfish. Like, I'm going to go and travel. I might even dive the Great Barrier Reef, which is totally fucking it. Because it's like really bad for the environment. And I'm just like, but if I don't, someone else will, and I'll have missed out. So,
Humanity is just the same everywhere. You go to every place, it's all the same.
people convince themselves life's not for different reasons, and like,
It's all personal preference. It's as simple as that. And it's fun
And your question would kind of be, why do people think their life matters?
I mean, maybe, but then I also feel like I've wasted it because I don't really care what other people think their life matters.
And I certainly don't give a fuck what other people think. So it's difficult. Why would they think their life matters? You don't know. I can see someone sat here watching TV right now on their sofa. They probably think their own life's fucking garbage. I probably agree with them. But someone might care about them somewhere. I don't certainly give a fucking shit. And therefore, why would people care? Why would people think their lives are important? No one does. Ever.
I mean, I'm not 100% sure I thought that completely.
Come on, no one fucking really. They're like 0.2% of the population's life that actually is making the difference.
But then what is making the difference, really?
Making the difference is like finding scientific, like curing cancer. You're making a fucking difference. Being an electrical engineer, fixing fucking bullshit in a factory, you're not making a difference.
No.
Being a fucking design engineer on bullshit, you're not making a difference.
I feel like we've run away with their memory again, and we probably need to wrap this up.
Girls,
yeah.
What's the question?
You have to give us a question.
Yeah, we have to ask you a question.
Not us.
Just
said to reach this question that you put up here.
Another humanity
Yes.
question. Fuck's sake.
I don't know. I
It's
don't know.
unanswerable.
A question
You can't answer. Everyone's different.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you want to give us a question, no worries.
It's not that I don't want to give
I would
you
love
an
to give
answer.
you a question.
I can't give you an answer.
If I was in front of humanity and I was asking them a question, I honestly don't know. I'd just be like, pass.
Who gives a fuck?
I don't care what they
man?
think anyway.
Why do you care? Why do you care what other people think their lives are important?
We care because there's so many different ways of seeing the world, and there's so many different people that see the world in a different way. It's actually quite interesting to know how, like, you guys see the world in one way, but you have no idea how all the other couch surfers that have come here see the world. So that's what interests us.
Certainly we don't know about the particular individuals that have been here, but during our travels, obviously we've also met many couch surfers. Like, when we stayed with about 50 different people, and then we've spent time with hangouts, meeting loads of different people from every corner of the planet. Less from Africa. African people don't travel much, probably because they don't have any money. But it's all basically the same, really. No one's going to change the world. No. Particularly not people who think they're going to change the world by travelling, and they're like, oh, can we change the world? Like,
bullshit.
If everyone would just loved each other.
Oh, I'm trying to pass peace and love to everybody and make everyone fucking feel the same. It's like, fuck off.
Don't think about
Let's not start around about it.
something. We're not asking, or we don't want to change anything. We're just trying to understand how people think. Wouldn't you like to know how others think?
I mean, kind of out of just curiosity, I'd be interested to know what people think, which is why I want to know. Like, I'd like to see this video to see what other people have answered.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, you said,
why does humanity want to record other people's questions?
Oh,
and
fucking
answers of.
Don't do this to us. Okay, so final part. So, being humanity kind of puts a lot of pressure on you. But we can speak about our particular case. That's actually why we're doing this project. Okay, so maybe when this period of our life started, in which we decided to host a lot of people from all different backgrounds and paths of life, we kind of realized that we were learning a lot from them, or by them sharing their life story with us, we were actually kind of open our horizons. And that's actually why the project started. We wanted to kind of share the experience we were having. Kind of normal documentaries started with people asking questions that they care about and other people answering them. And we kind of wanted to do something
that shows a bit more about each person, not only their point of view from different questions or things we want to know, but actually to know what they think about something and what they want to know.
What is really important for them, like we actually realize that people answer gave us a lot. Like not everybody, but most of the people you can see in how they speak and how they answer the question, really how they think, and with the mechanism of the question, you can realize what is important to people.
We were actually surprised of the honesty we got in some of the answers. Like that the people were really open to actually give us a part of what they think. Like not just answer the question, but really like put kind of a part of themselves in the question and in the answer.
At the real beginning, it was about the psychology of couchsurfing, because we actually think that people who does couchsurfing are more open to trust in other people that they don't know, to go to their house and to live with them without knowing anything about them. So we actually think that people have a more wide
point of view of the world. Like if you're kind of open to this kind of alternative ways of traveling, you kind of have to be a bit more open to the world and have a broader perspective on what is actually in the world and life. We do believe that like everybody is kind of looking for answers, and we generally think that everybody has something to share, because we're all individuals and see the world kind of through different eyes.
More than something to share, I think you always learn something from someone, because of course everyone has different experience and see things in different point of view. Of course, we get in touch with the people in the world personality, like we spoke about it a lot, we were sharing days with them, so it's different. We just gave a little part of them in the documentary, so it won't be the same, but still I think so many different realities and so many different topics. We give to everybody something different. It's actually, this documentary is not about having the answer, it's just about the point of view, like showing different realities and how people interpret things, because actually the things are all the same in all the world, but everybody looks at them with different eyes.
At the end, it's more about kind of trying to not understand, but to know how individuals in community work, like how we are kind of all apart, but at the same time kind of connected, because we all are searching for similar things, but we have different ways of dealing with those things or seeing them.
Having all these experiences gave us a lot. Like, I think it opened our mind a lot about different perspective of life, different way of living life, and at the final part, it actually made us reach even a kind of existential crisis.
We actually agree with the affirmation that life doesn't matter, because we don't think either that we're here with a special purpose or that there's like a bigger meaning or a bigger purpose in life. But we actually think that there's much more than life than just existing to kind of die at some given point. Like, and for me at least, we acquire kind of the meaning of our life through the people around us. You kind of attract the people to you that you have to attract, and you kind of never see the person you have in front of you like they really are, but you kind of project yourself on them. So for me, it's just what you see in them is actually kind of part of you. So they are actually who make you grow. And if you see yourself in the other people, you can always learn something from them.
I think we're all connected, not only as humans, like everything in the world, everything in the universe, like we're all just, it's matter.
Matter.
Everything is just matter that transforms itself, and if you actually realize this is the process and this is how everything works, you kind of get out of all your fears. You just live in the moment, and even if you don't find a sense, like there is no bigger scheme, I like to think about it as a mystery, because everything is filling us with questions, but it's actually a wonderful project trying to understand the things. And
kind of the best thing about life is that we have the possibility of self-developing or self-growth. So we're kind of in this kind of journey of never-ending developing,
and every experience we make, we feel it through emotions, and I actually believe in the power of emotion. Everything you experience it gives you something, so you're always learning from things, and
that's actually the magic of life.
Because life can be so beautiful and so painful, but it's so romantic.
I want to travel
all around the world,
talk to everyone,
New people with different stories.
Exchange ideas.
And try to learn the new stuff.
Had a great time.
Experience things.
See people in situations.
Because I think the world is way too big.
And there are too many realities.
We're just like instants.
I mean, one person, and what's the population now? Like 7 billion? Like, no one really makes an impact on the world. Like,
so, if you want to change the world, like you said, or something, you have to start with yourself.
Because I actually believe that we are much more free than we like to think.
First, we have to change our mentalities. Just open your mind.
Dream it up and go for it.
It's something about alive feeling.
I'm feeling blissful.
Everything is okay, it's fine.
Es mi orgullo.
I stopped seeing me inside of a bubble.
There are so many people who have taught me so many things.
Good vibes.
Energy.
Relationship, because I think a day without people that I love doesn't have any sense to me.
Life is the sum of the footprint that you got from the others.
Who I am.
I have to find myself.
Your identity.
Io voglio capire dove sto andando.
What would you really want to do?
It can take whole life to answer this question, right?
Human can be so lovely, but at the same time so destroying.
At the end of the day, you can choose to do good, or you can choose to react to what's going on in a negative way.
Why we have to struggle so much and war and suffer.
We should not hate each other. It is possible to live together.
I want everyone to be happy. I want people smile.
Everyone should just live in peace.
You can speak to everyone, everyone's nice.
Because I look around the world.
There's like a period of change going on.
It will open a great new world of possibilities.
We need to collaborate with other people.
And we need to support each other.
People from other races, religions and continents.
Different nationalities.
You can have maybe new culture.
Everyone needs
more love and tolerance and respect.
I would die in the pursuit of trying to make this world a better place for everyone.
There's always a way to help people.
Say hello to everybody and say hello to the world.
The experience here, it's an example that people can love.
Because I believe in the compassion of the human heart.
It's a feeling more than something I can describe.
You are looking for
collective human society happiness.
Yeah, I'm experiencing everything.
And just live. Live is like, you can just say live, and that's enough.
Look at human beings, and that is an amazing thing.
Am I in the camera?
Yes. Totally.
Is the camera already? Is it going?
It's already started. Is it recording?
It's rolling.
Is it recording? Is this going? It's going? It's recording?
If you ask answer now.
I have to say now?
I need to answer immediately. Yes.
Fuck. I don't know the answer to that one.
I don't know. Seriously, I really don't know. I don't know. That's fucked up.
So, actually, although life doesn't really matter Shit, I forgot what I was.
So, what I was thinking about.
Possiamo ricominciare?
And can you pause this? I have to think about it.
Oh no, it's still getting really fucking deep.
How many Couchsurfers do you ask this?
It's not finished yet.
Oh, it's not finished. Shit.
Now the next question. Yes,
What would... Oh, I asked for the next person. Wow, what a great project this is.
I should ask you, or you.
Anybody. Like humankind. Like.
You don't want to go there. Really?
What's the question is that?
How is that? Maybe it will hurt.
Really deep question, huh?
Have you ever been like, how you say it, like blank?
You said to me that will be only one question.
Yes,
I
sir.
answered 4.
Esa pregunta la persona pasada
Sí.
me preguntó.
Sí,
What do I ask? I have no clue.
We know it's difficult to find just one question.
I don't know the word to the question, like a beautiful question, but
Yo preguntaría algo muy existencialista. A ver. Pero si no sabes si te van a responder, no la gastaría en eso. No me arriesgaría.
wait. Think. What are you really doing? Che pazzo sta cosa?
What was the question?
What would you do?
Yes.
Would you do if your life,
Sì.
as you know it,
Yes.
with all its duties and rules,
Was what?
Whoa. Hey, bro, we're doing a video interview. We're doing a video interview.
Sorry? Can you wait a minute?
A video interview. Okay.
It's what everybody does.
Can you close that door, por favor? Close that door, por favor. Close that door, por favor.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
Should I start, my dear?
I'm come from. No. I'm come from.
Philip, and I'm from South Africa.
And I'm Chinese. What?
Hi. Oh, it's like second party here.
Some fucker recording. Interview being held here.
I'm just told about the interview.
Oh, I feel so strange.
Ciao.
Chao. No entendí el chao.
Hijo de puta.
Cut. Or somebody just left Corona and we have like free party after party. You feel it? You feel it?
Interesting atmosphere.
Yeah.
I love how they both check the cameras on after that comment.
No, the position that you are using is defensive.
I tell you, yours is a little ambiguous, but it's okay.
What?
I can look as much pathetic as one. It's not by what I say.
No, you're really the best. Eh? You're really, really the
I'm
best.
really, I am.
How are you?
Good?
Everything is
Good? Yes.
Okay.
See.
What? Nothing.
What? This isn't weird.
This is me, and this is my alter ego. Who you like more? I don't like him.
You think so?
I don't mess the pineapple.
Okay.
Want some beer, mate?
Yay!
Yes, sir.
That's it, yeah.
You want to explain more?
No. I'm not able to explain it more.
Rosario eats cats.
Alright, well then does that make your parents selfish for expecting you to go and get a job and fit into this like
to go to university and do this project?
You have to now go to school, college, university.
We actually do this project for self, exactly. It's a self project.
Oh, cool!
And you will see, and you'll know about the project
soon.
When we finish.
Yeah, you better fucking link us this shit.
Yeah.
I hope that this answer and this documentary will make you girls happy.
Great, that's it. No, gracias.
Stuff like that, you know.
Feliz Año Nuevo, everybody!
Seems like everybody's got a price. I wonder how to sleep at night. When the sale comes first and the truth comes second, just stop for a minute and smile. Why is everybody so serious? Acting so damn mysterious. You have a shade on your eyes and you heal so hot that you can't even have a good time. Everybody looks to the left, everybody looks to the right. Can you feel that? We're playing with love tonight. It's not about the money, money, money. We don't need your money, money, money. We just wanna make the world dance. Forget about the price tag. Ain't about that. Just change, ain't about that. Bubbling, gonna make the world dance. Forget about the price tag.